white person goes to Africa, right? Wouldn't the priority there be that you have dark skin instead of white?
No.
Well,
So then the people there could discriminate against you because you're not the same.
well, I just want to say that.
Because then you'd be the minority.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say that we're staying within the context of the United States, the society that we live in. We don't know. We don't live there, so we don't know what it's like. So we shouldn't, for you to say that, you know, that when a white person goes to Africa, they're going to be discriminated against, because we don't know that. We're not. If anyone is from there, please speak up. But if none of us actually live there, then we shouldn't really make any generalizations or comments about it. And talk about things that we don't really know.
What's your question?
Well, I was just talking about the general, what he was talking about, because I know my uncle, he's a cop in Tacoma, and we heard about the police shootings, and so I went online to see who it was, see if I knew any of them, and all the headlines said 2 black males, not 2 males. So, I mean, it's kind of like the media is trying to give you some sort of fear.
Well, the media has a very big role in this. They'll play on color a lot, or sexuality, or gender. It's how
If it said, I don't think it would ever say, like, if the guys were white, 2 white guys shot some cops.
it would be 2 males.
Yeah.
It wouldn't. If it was 2 white gentlemen, their color would not come into play.
Exactly. And that's racist.
So like when we were talking about not being, being a white person and not being racist, I mean, it's like, we don't have to think about our racism, you know, white people, and we don't have to worry about it. And it's you're right, it's like, it's programmed into us, but like we don't have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Black people,
You're not in the
people
reciprocal
of color
end.
do, yeah.
So yeah, you don't
Yes.
understand it.
But also
It's not
like,
intentional.
I'm sorry.
No, she's not done. Let her finish.
Oh, but it's like in Africa, I have a few friends that have gone to Africa, and like they like right when they get into a town, like you know, little African kids will like go up and like rub their skin against my friend's white skin, and just be like, you know, because they want to be white and they see the privileges that white people get, and it's like I don't know, it's like there's no like you're not treated like black people are here in this country.
That's what I was thinking too. Even in Africa, I still think that they know and think that white is the superior, because that movie that we watched about him talking about how America has the watches and how America has this and how they have that. So I think even in Africa, they envy America and the white skin as well. To even if there's no whites in Africa where they're at, they envy it in a sort of way, because even they know that that's seen as the superior race.
What's your question?
I don't have a question, I just have a statement. Actually, the 4 cops that died in Lakewood at Forza were killed by 1 black and 1 white person. It wasn't 2 black males. And I don't know if it did say, you know, 2 black men killed. Did it say 1 white person and 1 black person? Does anyone know?
Yeah.
I saw 2 black males, because I was looking the day of, so they could have been wrong. So that in itself is kind of weird that it would say 2 black males without even like knowing for sure. But it didn't give like.
Well, this is a great transition to actual profiling. It's for cops, and in a lot of cities, if they'll do drug raids, they'll profile on cars and who's driving them. And if a rich boy goes driving down the street, they won't stop him and assume that he might have drugs in his car, even though white males in the upper higher class are the most likely to actually be using drugs. And they'll actually stop a gentleman, an African American gentleman, before they'll stop a rich white boy. Your question?
I have a statement again. Actually, my dad's a retired state trooper, and I talked about this in women's studies last class that we had. Well, not about racism, and actually, he never has heard of profiling. He never did it for 25 years. He didn't pull over someone because of their skin color. This may be like one person out of like a million cops. I don't know, but I've heard of it happening. But I just know him and his friends didn't do it up in Woodland. So.
You're from Woodland?
I'm not from Woodland. I'm from Hawkinson. I don't know if I should say that on camera.
Well, that's just it. I know
Remind me.
most of the cops in Woodland because my mom's extreme
yeah.
friends with them, so.
Mhm.
Yeah. And believe me, I've been pulled over by a lot of them.
Oh yeah.
I can see, like, you know, I understand your dad's not, he's never, like, pulled over anybody over because of the color of their skin. But a lot of times I have friends who have nice cars and are in certain areas are scared to drive them because they'll get pulled over by the cops for something just weird. You know, just something just doesn't seem right. And even me, me and my friend were driving a car, and we're all black, and it's just a whole bunch of us. And we got pulled over, and we asked him why he pulled us over, and he said because we didn't put our blinker on soon enough. And it was kind of one of those things that make you say, what? He's like, because he said you hesitated before you turned, and you put your blinker on too late. And we're kind of like, what? Wow. So things like that make you think like, well, had I been white, what would your excuse have been for pulling me over?
Actually, I have a personal story.
John, hold on.
Teenagers, young girls, teenagers, it's not just that you might have been black, it's that you've got a bunch of girls or a bunch of guys in a car, and they're all having a good time, and the cop thinking, all right,
Yeah,
are they drunk?
He didn't see our age.
Are they drugs?
He saw our color before he saw anything. I'm pretty sure age was not plain in his book. It was at night, and we drove past him because he was in front of us, and he made a point to pull over, and then we left, and then get behind us. So he's seen our color before he's seen how old we were. He didn't realize how old we were until he got up onto the car, and